myself this whole time. Wow, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. I've literally been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. That's amazing. That's my fault for not looking at the fucking. Oh my God, what an embarrassment. I'm so sorry, guys. I was wondering why there were so many comments, and here I've been talking to myself for literally the last 5 minutes all by myself. And it sucks because I actually had a pretty decent soliloquy there. Wow. That's my fault. I should have checked that. I usually don't check it, but before I started the show today, I dusted off my desk. I usually do that every few days, and I dusted off my mic, and I must have hit the mute button. Wow, that's obviously pretty fucked up. So I obviously have to make sure that if you watch or listen to the show, make sure you fast forward to about the 5 minute mark. But quickly, I'll just go through what I said over the last 5 minutes. We'll go through a lot today. Obviously, we'll hit the baseball cards. We got 2 games tonight. Not a lot there. We got Raptors Bucks again, and we'll get into some college football. I can't believe I literally just went through that whole 5 minutes and no one heard me. I guess I should look at the chat a little bit more. That is my fault. But hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. Quick recap back to last night. Actually, a pretty nice night for me. I hit another premium play with the Cardinals. Hit them in the first 5. That was a pretty easy winner. And what did I tell you last night, guys, about that Nationals and Mets game? Banged it out. Over the number came in. And, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure last night I said that game would be 1-1, 2-1 in the 7th or 8th inning, and the game would go over because the Nationals bullpen is so inept. I'm going to continue to hammer away. If you're betting the Nationals full game, you have major issues. It's that simple. You need to move on. You need to stop betting them full game. They have an ERA close to 7 this year as a bullpen. It's just not good enough. You can't bet them full game. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty nice night. It was a pretty boring night last night. And look, definitely now you're starting to get that itch to talk college football, right? You got to start doing the work now. It's a great time to get in on the futures market. I'll get into a little of that here in just a little bit. And if you have any questions, feel free to send those in. It's a great week, the unofficial start of summer. It's actually okay to go to the shore going forward. It's not going to be 55 degrees, so that's nice. Let's shout out a couple people. I really can't believe I was fucking muted that fucking whole time. Stu Potter, Underdog, Anthony, Adam, Azaz, Jordan, Todd, Dexter, KD, Adam, Dexter, Rojas, Melvin, all you guys, welcome in. Thanks for watching. Doug Anderson, yes, thank you. All good. It is what it is. I talk to myself all the time, so that's no secret. You must be talking about Steph Curry is the most overrated player in the NBA. Oh, yeah, you were in here yesterday trolling everybody. Look, I don't really care what people think. I don't think Steph Curry is as good as people think he is. The fact that he's all NBA, I don't, again, I don't think he's a great overall player. I think he's very good from a shooting perspective. But, again, obviously no Kevin Durant. He's going to have a lot of looks in this couple of series. I stand where I want on Kevin or on Steph Curry. I'm not a fan of the guy. It is what it is. All right, let's get into a couple games here. Not a ton to talk about, as I just said, but we will try to find some value here tonight. How about that Minnesota team? Yeah, they're playing really well, really well. Nice call on the Yankees. Yeah, that one was good as well. That one came in. I forgot about that one. Thank you. Eric Jones, thanks for watching. All right, Rays and Indians. We got the Rays laying about 125 here. Indians as a dog. Plutko against Yarborough. The total at 9.5 seems a bit high in this game. I think both pitching staffs you trust. You look at the bullpens, 2 very good pens. Yarborough we haven't seen this year, but, you have to figure he's going to go for a few innings. You're going to go to the pen. Plutko, he's been good in his one start. It was against Baltimore, but, both these bullpens you like. You look at Cleveland, 28-19 to the under this year. teams only hitting 216 against the Rays. And this is a Cleveland team that can't hit left-handed pitching. So you have to figure Cleveland's going to struggle, particularly early on in this game. This isn't a great matchup. They're not good against lefties. Look, anytime I can get a total at 9.5 at the Rays, I'm interested. Add into the fact that both these rotations and pens are pretty good. Only concern here, you got some wind out in the Midwest. I know Chicago is windy today. Cleveland, it's pretty windy. About 15-mile-an-hour winds in this game. So, that's obviously, I think, a reason why the total's a bit high. But I'm willing to think that with both these teams, I'm okay with grabbing an under at 9.5. Not a play I'm on tonight from a premium perspective. I have one game right now in progress. I'm on the Phillies, minus 109. And they've, to surprise no one, they're probably going to give up this lead. It's pretty amazing. The Phillies are another team that, I pretty much should, it's probably, again, my own fault for backing them full game. But, look, I thought Aaron Nola would go 6 or 7 innings in this game, and he probably should have. Unfortunately, Gabe Kapler's a fucking imbecile, and he pulled him. This bullpen has major issues, and it's a shame for the Phillies because I think they're pretty good otherwise. They just have a major problem with keeping runs off the board. This was a 7-0 game at one point. It's now 8-6. So, I'm not going to – can't call this game anywhere close. But it's crazy that it's 7-0 or even at 7-3. It was 8-3 at one point when they pulled Nola. I can't go and say I feel good about that. It's amazing. Amazing. So, I have to kind of figure out what's going to go on in this game because it's only the 7th inning, and there's only one out. Schwarber just hit a home run. Rizzo just hit a home run. It's rough. It's rough stuff here right now for the Phillies. So we'll actually have to root that one in. The other game, you got Astros and White Sox tonight. Look, I'm taking a shot with Giolito here. I'll take 2 straight here, hopefully, with the White Sox. I like what I've seen out of Martin, but he's not going deep in games. He's only going about 9 1/3 in 2 starts. Look, Houston's bullpen's very good, but Giolito's been terrific. Opponents only hitting 208 against Giolito this year. WHIP at 1.16. You look at his last 19 1/3 2-run runs. Giolito's been very good. Very good. And I like this lineup for the most part. Giolito has 5 straight starts at 3 or less runs given up. Like what I'm seeing out of him. I'll take a big price on the White Sox here and hope for the best. Look, we have not much to choose from tonight in baseball. Been a lot of day games. For me, the best play on the board was the Phillies. So, I don't have a ton on these 2 games, but I will take a shot with the White Sox tonight at a really nice doggy price. Giolito's been worth betting. I don't hate their lineup. I think they're, they have the ability to hit the baseball. So, yeah, I'm going to grab the, pretty solid price at 170-ish with the White Sox. So feel free to tail or fade that one. Andrew McGinnis says, go Raptors. Yeah, good luck to the Raptors. We're going to get to that game in 1 second. Is Ian Cameron on tonight? No, he's on 1 day a week, Wednesday. Phillies could be up 10 runs and still not safe. Yeah, you're 100% right. That's a shame, unfortunately. But you know what? They shouldn't have went to the bullpen so quick. You should have let Nola finish the fucking inning. And, now, everything's fucked. Now everything is fucked. Because this bullpen is going to have to pitch innings this week and weekend. And, you're just going to the bullpen too fucking early. Pat Neshek fucking sucks. This bullpen blows. They're just not good enough. It's that simple. Go out and fucking sign Dallas Keuchel, move fucking Velasquez to the pen, and go get Kimbrel. I mean, I don't understand why this team doesn't see that they have issues in the bullpen. How many fucking times are you going to see teams in a fucking major leagues blow games with fucking bullpen problems? Go out and fucking address it. And if it doesn't work then I don't know what to fucking tell you. But at least go out and fucking address it. This is why I bet a lot of fucking first halves, because I'm sick of these fucking fuckbag bullpens blowing shit. And I'm fucking sick of managers pulling their fucking starters too early. God forbid if a fucking guy goes over 90 pitches anymore in the major leagues. This isn't fucking Little League, okay? Stop fucking taking people out. And fucking Kapler is at the fucking beginning of that shit. I'm sick of it. And you know, today, they're going to probably lose this game because they can't get anyone out. I mean, it's time and time and time again with these fucking teams. And you know what's crazy? I really haven't dealt like with many like in the bets I've made. It's just sickening to see. It's just tired to see. Let's go to the NBA tonight. We got the Bucks and the Raptors. Bucks at home here. 7. There are 7.5s popping up, actually. Most of the books at 7.5 now. Total is at 215.5. I'm sorry, 214.5. I like the Bucks here. I'll ride with the public. I mean, I'm not in love with doing that. I'm not betting the game tonight. In fact, if I were to play this game, you know, I think full game's worth the play, but I also think the first half, you know, I think the Bucks are in here. I think they get the job done. Look, at home, both teams are very good at home. It's just that simple. We also look at the fact that, you know, I know coming off a loss, Milwaukee is very good, but coming off 2 straight losses, I mean, the numbers are there to back Milwaukee. It's pretty much not going to happen where Norman Powell and Van Fleet and, you know, all those guys, they're not going to translate and move on the road and score 48 combined points. I just don't think it's going to happen. We also have to discuss, you know, you look at Toronto in the series. I mean, Kawhi Leonard's obviously one of the best players in the league, but how long can he continue to, you know, if these other guys aren't carrying their side of the load, how many times can he carry the load for this team, game after game after game? I just don't think these guys that gave you so much in the other game the night before are going to give you what they have. We haven't seen Toronto put a lot of games together where everyone plays well. You know, no one from Milwaukee over the last 2 games has really stepped up. Maybe that's a case of how good these teams are defensively. You know, do you go back to the under here? You know, it's hard at this point to go after because you're getting the worst number. But, you know, I don't know. I don't have much in this game. It's tough. I lean Bucks. I think they're going to shoot much better. I think Bledsoe will play better. I think Mirotic, I think Lopez, all those guys will play better. But, you know, it's definitely something where I'll just kind of watch as a fan and run with it. So I don't have much in this game. It's really hard to grasp as a fan or as a bettor. I think you kind of just hope that Milwaukee figures it out. But has Nick Nurse figured out a way to handle Giannis? Seems like he may have. I just don't think we're going to see the performance we saw out of the bench. And when was the last time Toronto gave you a good bench performance? Doesn't happen very often. Obviously, listening numbers will be down a bit today. I think a lot of people jumped ship when they saw that I wasn't I had no sound. But we'll have fun either way. Who cares? So, yeah, if you have an opinion on the game tonight, feel free to share. If you have any questions, any college football opinions, you know, you can bring it up. But yeah, I'm just sitting here fucking watching Pat Neshek labor. And what's so amazing about fucking Neshek is Gabe Kapler just fucking stands there and watches it. I mean, for fuck's sakes, man. Like, he eventually gets out of the inning, but like, fuck, man. I mean, you wouldn't think like after the 2 home runs he gave up, then he walks, you might want to take him out, Neshek or Kapler. Fuck, man. Big man, you should be a manager, general manager. Yeah, look, I should be a lot of things, but that's the problem. Most of us fans are better at doing these things than the coaches or general managers are. Coach Budenholzer needs to stop worrying about Drake. Well, he was right. And look, I think we're blowing that out of proportion. He was asked about it and he commented on it. It's not like he made it a point to comment on it. Drake should not be on the court. He shouldn't be fucking interacting with the players. It's just a similar situation of if someone was close to him at a club, I'm sure he wouldn't like them fucking standing there massaging him. Get the fuck away, man. Like, go away. Sit down and root. I mean, you want to root for the team? Go ahead. But, everyone wanted to jump on my guy, Alan Horowitz. Jump on this fucking clown. Who will win the NBA championship? The Warriors. Will Shea Patterson be able to win on the road this year? Yeah, it's obviously the big question out of Michigan this year. Michigan's an interesting team because I think this year, they're going to look a lot different, especially from a total team perspective. Defensively, they have some holes to plug. They lost a lot of talent last year. Devin Bush, guys like Chase Vinovich. They're going to have to kind of repair that. But I think they can. I mean, Lavert Hill is very good in the secondary. But I think for Michigan, they're going to be much different offensively. They're instituting kind of an edge on offense. They're running kind of that up-tempo, spread-type RPO kind of thing. Problem is Jim Harbaugh going to get his fucking playbook out of the fucking 80s? Let Shea Patterson run the goddamn offense. This offense is going to be good. You have a lot of playmakers here. Everybody's back. Tarek Black, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Nico Collins, Chris Evans. You got to get Evans back in there healthy, but this team went out and really recruited well from a running back perspective. They're always very solid there. But they lost a lot of talent on the defense side. Rashawn Gary, David Long. I mean, a lot of talent. So they're going to have to obviously reload. And look, we all know what it comes down to in the Big Ten. It's who wins the game between Michigan and Ohio State. It's pretty simple. In fact, it's almost a guarantee. But you look at Ohio State, they have their own problems defensively. Can they improve? Because downright last year at times, they were hard to watch in the defensive end. They were I think they were like 7th or 8th in the Big Ten in points allowed. Really couldn't stop the run. They weren't good against the pass. And now you got to replace some big shoes on that side. Plus, you have a guy in Justin Fields who, look, I think I like, but I don't know if he's a developed passer yet. I mean, does Justin Fields turn into Dwayne Haskins, or does he turn into like an Anthony Jennings type of player at LSU? I don't know. You would think he'd make the move, but Urban Meyer ain't there anymore. It's Jason, or it's Day now. So, does Ryan Day come in and is he able to handle a guy like Justin Fields and develop him into a high level talent? You have plenty of weapons in this team. They're never going to have issues there. But they have to improve on the defensive side. It's that simple. Defensively, they just weren't good enough last year, especially in the Big Ten. So that's one of the reasons I ranked Michigan over Ohio State. I think they're just more not prepared, but I think they're just kind of better off coming into the season. To me, and they're not really a dark horse, but I'm actually not picking Clemson or Alabama to win the football playoff this year. I think Oklahoma is going to win this year. I really do. I think this year's team is going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to be much better on the defensive side of the football. I've talked a lot about coaching in college, making the right hire. I think they have the right guy in Lincoln Riley, and I also think they went in and got the guy for defensive purposes. I think Alex Grinch is as good as it gets. He absolutely revitalized Washington State on defense when he was there. This is a guy that has 9 starters coming back. I think there's a lot of work to do, sure, but I think this team could be really improved. We saw last year Oregon, over the last few years, Oregon take a step forward defensively with Jim Leavitt as a hire. You look at guys like Tracy Claeys, Alex Grinch, guys like that. These are guys that just know how to coach defenses. And I think Oklahoma, if they can just be a bit better on defense, I don't see any reason they can't get back to the college football playoff. You look at the playmakers, they have plenty of playmakers. Trey Sermon and Brooks are fantastic in the backfield. You do lose Marquise Brown, but CeeDee Lamb, Calcaterra, they have some really good freshmen coming in this class from a skill position standpoint. The big concern for them is going to be on the offensive line. They lost 4 starters last year, but they've always had a really good line coach in Bill Bedenbaugh. They'll go out and get guys. I think they're going to be really good up front as well. I like Oklahoma a lot. They're my kind of pick to run the gamut this year. I really, really like Oklahoma. If you have any questions on college football, feel free to send them in. This is definitely kind of a nice change of pace here. Who's the other reliever or closer you like besides Keuchel? Keuchel's not a reliever or closer. I like Keuchel from a starting pitching perspective, which the Phillies need. I would move Vinny Velasquez to the bullpen, but Craig Kimball's the guy. Craig Kimball's the bullpen guy you want. So, for me, that's if I'm the Phillies, I got to look at one of those guys. Either address the bullpen or address the rotation and move Vinny Velasquez. Early prediction on how far the Memphis Tigers will go in the NCAA tournament. Well, I mean, look, that's obviously pretty preliminary. Look, going out and getting Rayvon Tucker, that's a big time grab for Penny Hardaway. He's a guy that can come in and give them 20 points a game right away. They have a lot to replace this year. They lose Davenport, they lose Jeremiah Martin, but look, they've reloaded. They went out and had the best recruiting class coming in. James Wiseman is as good as it gets. He's a guy that's going to be one of the better players in the country this year. You look at some of the guards they went out and got. Lester Quinones is very good. Boogie Ellis is a terrific guard as well. Top 35 player in the country. Look, their team is really good going forward. Really good. I mean, you already add to the fact that you have a guy like Isaiah Maurice and Alex Lomax. These are guys that could come in and be really good depth for you. Look, if I'm Memphis, my starting five would be Boogie Ellis as the point guard, Tucker as your shooting guard, DJ Jeffries as your three, Precious Achuchwe as your four, and then Wiseman as your five. You have good depth with Harris, Lomax, and Isaiah Maurice, and then Jaden Hardaway as well, the coach's kid. I think they'll be surely a tournament team. I think Sweet 16 is possible. I mean, this is obviously very, very early, but yeah, I think they're going to be much improved. I think they're the best team probably right now in the American, definitely. But yeah, Oklahoma out of the college football ranks, I'm definitely really interested in. Definitely interested in. They're definitely a future that I'm going to move in. And we didn't even talk about Jalen Hurts. This is Jalen Hurts' team, which is great. Got a whole summer, whole spring to kind of figure things out. It's his team. Doesn't have to worry about someone on his ass, riding him to take his starting spot. It's the right offense to play in. I love Oklahoma. Very happy and very high on this group. They'd be a team that I'd be definitely interested in. Florida's interesting as well. I love the Dan Mullen hire. I think a lot of people are concerned about what Florida can do from a quarterback perspective, but I thought Felipe Franks was very good last year. I thought he was instrumental in kind of making them a 10-3 football team last year, including a big Peach Bowl win against Michigan. I thought he answered the call. I thought he was really good from a dual threat perspective. You bring back LaMichael Pirine as well. He's going to be one of the better running backs in the country. Van Jefferson, Kadarius Toney, receiving wise, they always are going to bring back a good defense. They always reload there. They bring 7 starters back. This defense held opponents under 20 points a game last year. They have a really nice pass rush coming back. Jabari Zuniga's back. They went out and got a transfer from Louisville. This team's going to be very good for a pass rush play. They got to figure out the run defense, though. Weren't great against the run last year. That's got to be something they figure out because, as we know, in the SEC, you've got to be able to stop the run. They're intriguing. They're a top 10 football team to me coming into the season. Notre Dame, obviously, I think they're going to have their questions on defense. I think Notre Dame will be a great over team this year. Mike Elko loses a lot defensively. You lose Julian Love, Jerry Tillery. You lose a lot of standouts on that defensive group. So they're going to have to figure that out. But Ian Book's going to be obviously instrumental in what they can do offensively. I think they're going to be a great over team this year, Coach Kelly's group. Texas A&M, I know a lot of people think they're a top 10 team. Not ready to say that just yet, but they'll be right in the mix. I think the Pac-12 is going to be much better this year. Arizona will be one of those teams that obviously is a team you got to worry about. But I think the top 3 teams in the Pac-12, Oregon is going to be one of those teams that I'm really interested in. Justin Herbert, I think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the country outside of Lawrence and Tagovailoa. Defensively, Troy Dye's as good as it gets. He's an All-American. But, obviously you look at the fact that if they're going to have a tough game right out of the gate with Auburn, it's always tough to play Stanford and Washington. Look, the two teams out of the Pac-12 that I like are Utah and Washington. Utah lost a lot of talent last year due to injury. They're all going to be back. They went out and got Manny Bowen from Penn State. He can come in and play big-time linebacker for you. Utah is great. You love Kyle Whittingham. You love what they do from a special teams perspective. I like what they're going to do in the Pac-12 South. But it's hard to go against Washington. I mean, they have a really good schedule this year as far as pretty much all the tough games they're going to have are at home. You look at USC, Oregon, Utah, and Washington State all in Seattle this year. Jacob Eason's going to be a big step up from Jake Browning. Defensively, I think they're going to have to, replace some things, but they always seem to do that. They always seem to reload from a secondary perspective. And a name to remember, Salvon Ahmed, a running back at Washington. He is going to be the next big thing up at Husky country. He's really good. Salvon Ahmed. Make sure you remember that name. Who would you take out of the second or third tier, like Auburn, Texas, LSU, or Oregon? I think Texas is going to be great. I have them top 10. As far as who do I like out of that group? They're all very good. I think they're all going to be in the mix. I probably wouldn't grab Auburn. The other three I'm interested in. I'd probably say Texas, Oregon, LSU, Auburn. But LSU could be really good. I'm just not a big Joe Burrow fan. So, I wonder about, Ed Orgeron's ability to be a head coach. Utah and Oklahoma, yeah, they're going to be really good. So, yeah, it's definitely nice to talk a little college football. But I'm going to wrap up the show, guys. We obviously had a tough start to the show with the sound issue and whatever. But as I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm going to really start to look to do shorter things, kind of 5-minute hits here and there. I don't know how long I'm going to do these long shows, especially with summer coming up and kind of taking some time. But I'm definitely going to do a lot of short videos, previews, things like that. So definitely keep it here for that kind of stuff. But that's going to be it for today. I'll take a shot tonight with the White Sox, plus 170 here on the show. Let's hope the Phillies can cash here. That's going to be something we can hope happens. It definitely sucks to see where we're at. They are threatening here in the A. So let's obviously get some insurance here and get this game over with. But that'll be it for today. We'll see about tomorrow if we'll be on. Most likely we will with some baseball. Join me at 5 tomorrow. We'll definitely have the sound stuff figured out. Everyone have a great night. See you later.